They didn't say she was dangerous. They just stopped standing close to her. Friends moved away. Doors started locking at night, and her own mother stopped meeting her eyes. The worst part wasn't what she did. It was how normal she looked while doing it. She wasn't possessed. She wasn't violent. Something else was happening. Something was slowly taking her place. This is the story of a girl who survived, but wasn't left alone inside herself. When Iris Caldwell moved into Hawthorne residence at Northbridge University, Oregon, she believed she had chosen the safest place she had ever lived. The dorm was new, too new to have stories, too clean to hide anything. The walls were white and smooth, the lights bright and automatic, the doors secured with key cards and biometric scanners. Cameras watched every hallway. Security guards rotated shifts with clockwork precision. Nothing unexpected was supposed to happen there. Iris was 19, old enough to live alone, young enough to believe systems worked if they were designed well. Her room was 412, fourth floor, exactly in the middle of the building, not ground level, not high above, balanced, protected. That mattered to her. The first week passed quietly. Classes, orientation events, late-night coffee runs, video calls home to Spokane, Washington, where her parents joked about finally having a quiet house. Her roommate, Leah Morales, snored softly and apologized every morning. Normal, human. Then the silence changed. It wasn't that the dorm grew quiet. College dorms were always quiet in strange ways. It was that the silence began to feel intentional, like something pressing down on sound, flattening it. Iris noticed it while studying late one night. Her own breathing sounded too close to her ears, too loud, as if it belonged to someone leaning in. She slept poorly after that, not with nightmares, not with panic. She just woke up empty. Her smartwatch insisted she had slept 8 hours. Her body felt like she had been standing all night holding something heavy. The first small thing happened on a Monday morning. Her closet door was open. She closed it. That night, it opened again. Leah laughed it off. New building, stuff shifts. But the door didn't swing. It didn't creak. It stayed closed for hours, then opened slowly, like it had waited for the right moment. The second thing happened 2 nights later. Iris came back from class and found her desk chair shoved tightly against the door, jammed under the handle like a barricade. Her backpack lay on the bed. Her laptop was open. A document glowed on the screen. "I know when you're awake." Her fingers shook as she touched the trackpad. She checked the file history. Created at 3:12 a.m., she had been asleep. Leah swore it wasn't a prank. The RA filed a report. The building manager blamed a software glitch. Sometimes laptops woke during overnight updates. That explanation felt thin, but thin explanations were still explanations, and Iris wanted one badly.
That night, she set her phone on the desk and recorded herself sleeping. In the morning, she watched the footage with trembling hands. At 3:12 a.m., Iris sat straight up in bed. Her eyes opened. She didn't blink. She turned her head toward the camera with slow precision and whispered very softly, "Too soon." Iris slammed the phone face down and vomited in the sink. After that, mirrors became difficult, not because she saw something else, because her reflection felt delayed. She would raise her hand and feel for just a fraction of a second that the mirror needed time to decide whether to follow. On a FaceTime call with her mother, Iris laughed at a joke. Her mom went quiet. "Honey," she said carefully, "why did you do that with your mouth?" "Do what?" "That smile," her mother replied. "It looked practiced." They changed the subject. That night, Iris woke to her name spoken inside the room. Not shouted, not whispered, spoken the way you say someone's name when you're standing right behind them. Iris. She turned. No one was there. When she looked back at the bed, the indentation beside her was warm. The dorm systems showed no errors, no camera glitches, no access logs. Everything functioned perfectly. That terrified her more than proof ever could, because whatever had noticed her first hadn't needed to break anything. By mid-October, Iris Caldwell noticed something that had nothing to do with her room. It was people. They stopped standing close to her. Not suddenly, not dramatically. They just adjusted. In the elevator, someone would step out early. In the hallway, conversations would fade as she approached. In class, the empty seat beside her stayed empty even when the room was full. At first, Iris told herself it was nothing. College was busy. Everyone was distracted. But then, Leah stopped sleeping in the room altogether. She claimed headaches, chest tightness, a feeling like the air was wrong. One morning, Iris came back from class to find Leah's side of the room stripped bare, the bed made, the drawers empty. Leah hadn't said goodbye. Later that night, Iris found Leah's pillow shoved deep inside the trash chute on their floor, pressed in so tightly it looked like someone had tried to suffocate it. The smell lingered. Campus security knocked on Iris's door 3 days later. The officer was young, polite, careful with his words. "We received a complaint," he said. "About what?" Iris asked. He checked his tablet. "About you standing in the hallway last night." Iris frowned. "I didn't leave my room." The officer hesitated. "They said you were there for a long time, facing the wall." Her stomach dropped. "They also said," he continued, "that you were repeating something." "Repeating what?" He avoided her eyes. "Your name." After that, Iris started therapy. Anxiety, dissociation, sleep disorder. The words stacked neatly, like labels placed over a crack. But during one session, the therapist asked a question, and Iris answered it before the question finished. The therapist flinched. Only once, Iris noticed. The presence inside her no longer stayed quiet around other people. It leaned forward when someone spoke to her. It answered too quickly, too confidently. At a study group, Iris mentioned a secret one of the girls had never told anyone. The room went silent. The girl stood up, shaking, and left without her bag. Later, Iris checked her messages. Blocked, unfriended, removed. On a video call home, Iris's younger brother stared at the screen for a long moment, then burst into tears. "She's wrong," he sobbed. "She's not looking at me. She's looking through me." Her parents drove down from Spokane the next weekend. In person, it was worse. Her mother hugged her too lightly, like Iris might break or do something unexpected. Her father watched her hands, her posture, her face, like he was waiting for a signal. At dinner, Iris laughed at the wrong moment. Her mother's fork clattered against the plate. "Iris," her father said slowly, "why did you say that?" "I didn't," Iris replied. "Yes, you did," her mother whispered. "You said it exactly like someone else." They drove back in silence. The first public incident happened during a fire drill. Hundreds of students crowded the quad. Sirens screamed. Cold air burned their lungs. Iris stood still. Too still. A girl nearby screamed, "Why is she smiling?" Iris felt her lips curve upward. She tried to stop it. Her face didn't listen.
People backed away, not running, backing away, slow, careful, instinctive, like prey recognizing a predator that hadn't decided yet. That night, Iris locked herself in the bathroom, shaking, hands over her mouth. "Please," she whispered, "please stop." The response came from inside her head, calm and patient. "You're making them uncomfortable." "I'm scared," Iris whispered. "Good," it replied. "That means you're paying attention." After that, the presence began using her in front of others. Her voice changed mid-sentence. Her posture stiffened unnaturally. Her eyes lingered on people too long. Once in the common room, she stood behind a group of students watching TV. She didn't speak. She just stood there. They noticed one by one. Shoulders tensed, voices dropped. Someone whispered, "Is she okay?" Iris smiled. The room emptied in under a minute. Campus administration requested a meeting. They spoke gently, carefully. Their eyes kept darting to the door. They suggested a medical leave. Iris begged them not to send her away. But the presence inside her leaned forward, pleased. "They already know," it said. That night, Iris sat on her bed and pressed her palms into her eyes until she saw stars. "I don't want this," she whispered. "I don't want to scare them." "You don't," it answered. "I do." The dorm no longer felt like a building. It felt like an audience. Doors closed when she walked past. Whispers followed her. Fear hung in the air before she entered a room, and worst of all, she began to feel it too. When she spoke, she wondered whose words they were. When she smiled, she waited to see if it would stop. When she was alone, she felt watched from inside. By the end of October, Iris understood something terrible. She wasn't becoming haunted, she was becoming the warning. Iris Caldwell did not disappear. That was the part no one found comforting. The university framed it carefully: medical withdrawal, student wellness priority, temporary leave. No one said the words fear or danger, but everyone behaved as if they had. Her parents arrived early in the morning. They didn't go inside Hawthorne residence. They waited by the car, engine running, like they didn't want the building to notice them. Iris packed alone. She moved slowly, methodically, as if speed might invite attention. Her room felt hollow now, stripped of warmth, stripped of sound. When she closed the closet door, it stayed closed. When she turned off the lights, they went dark without flickering. The systems were perfect. That terrified her more than when they failed. On the drive back to Spokane, no one spoke. Iris watched her parents in the reflection of the windshield. Her mother's hands shook on her lap. Her father kept both hands on the wheel, rigid, eyes locked forward. Once Iris opened her mouth to apologize. The presence leaned forward. "Dad," Iris said gently in a voice that fit her mouth too well, "you should focus on the road." Her father did. He never asked her again why he obeyed. At home, the rules changed quietly. Doors were locked at night, lights were left on. Her bedroom door stayed open, just enough for her mother to hear her breathe, never enough to enter. Iris noticed how people looked at her now, not curiosity, not concern, measurement. Her parents spoke around her, not to her. They asked doctors questions without letting Iris answer. They watched her expressions the way you watch a stranger trying to remember your name. The presence did not rush. It didn't need to. Sometimes Iris would stand in a doorway for hours, unmoving. Sometimes she would sit at the kitchen table in the dark, smiling softly at nothing. Once, her mother found her there at 3 a.m. "Iris," she whispered. Iris turned her head slowly. Her smile widened just enough to show teeth. Her mother stepped back. "I'm hungry," Iris said calmly. Her mother cooked without another word.
Iris realized the truth in pieces. This wasn't possession. Nothing had taken her. Something had slid into the space she left behind. The pauses, the doubts, the exhaustion. It wasn't fighting her. It was replacing her by being better at her. It remembered names perfectly. It matched tone. It used her face with precision. Iris was still inside, watching from a place just behind her thoughts, just far enough away to feel everything without controlling anything. She tried to resist once. Late at night, alone, Iris whispered, "Get out." The presence considered this. "Why would I?" it asked. "You don't want what I want." "What do you want?" "To stay." Iris felt herself thinning, not fading, making room. Months passed. Doctors labeled her condition treatment-resistant. Therapists rotated. Nurses requested reassignment. No one stayed long. The assisted housing facility was quiet. Residents avoided her. Staff spoke softly, carefully, as if volume might wake something. Iris learned what people feared most. It wasn't what she did. It was how normal she looked while doing it. She ate, she showered, she laughed at the right moments, she made eye contact just long enough. Sometimes a staff member would pause mid-sentence, eyes unfocused, like they'd forgotten what they were about to say. The presence enjoyed those moments. Late at night, when the building settled, Iris felt it lean forward. "You're learning," it said. "You don't struggle as much anymore." "I'm still here," Iris whispered. "For now." That was the worst part. Not the fear, not the isolation, the waiting. One evening, a new nurse sat with Iris during dinner. She was young, confident, unafraid. "I've read your file," the nurse said kindly. "You're not dangerous." Iris smiled. The nurse hesitated. "Why do you keep looking at me like that?" "Like what?" Iris asked. The presence guided her eyes, softened her expression. "Like you're deciding something," the nurse said. Iris didn't answer. The nurse didn't come back the next day. Iris still calls her parents every Sunday. They speak politely, carefully. They never ask how she feels. They ask how she's behaving. Sometimes Iris catches her reflection in a window and feels nothing at all. Sometimes she feels something else looking back, patient, calm, familiar. Late at night, when the world goes quiet enough, Iris feels herself shift further to the side. Not dying, not leaving, just no longer needed. Some people aren't haunted. They're slowly moved aside until no one remembers where they used to stand.